Welcome, Pokemon players, to another episode of Discount Pokemon Decks. Today's deck is going to be a Reshiram deck. That is it, just a Reshiram. See, there's no other attackers, just our Octillery for draw. But that's going to be it. I mean, this is a discount deck. Usually you'd play Reshiram with another dragon, lots of times Giratina. But today it's just going to be Reshiram, okay? Before we get into the meat of the deck, let's talk about the giveaway. The giveaway is going to be 4 Reshiram, 4 Dragon Energy, and 3 Special Charge. Okay, so as always, the giveaway is be the first person to comment on YouTube with the special phrase. The special phrase will be given later in the episode, and you will win those 3 things. Make sure you leave your Pokemon ID. All right, so let's get right into it. The focal point of this deck is clearly, we only have one attacker, is going to be Reshiram, and Reshiram's Turboblaze ability. Okay, this ability allows you to attach a fire energy to one of your dragon Pokemon. And that does mean itself. So if he is active, you can put a fire energy right on this Reshiram using this ability. Okay, so obviously fire energy is going to be a big part of our focal point, but there's going to be one more thing, because there is the ability to power up one Reshiram in one turn. And you may be looking at this and there's this 4 energy requirement, and you're saying, how would you possibly do that? Well, the trick is using Floatstone. So that's kind of part of our focal point as well. So Reshiram focal point and a fire energy, and you'll see a little bit later, hopefully it'll happen in one of the games where I'm able to use a Floatstone to power up one Reshiram from 0 energy to full energy in a single turn. But even though there's only a single focal point in this deck, there's a lot of synergies, okay? So there's Scorched Earth, which is going to help us get this energy into our discard and draw 2 cards. So, of course, obviously Scorched Earth and energy is a good thing. We have, and of course, if we're putting energy in our discard, having stuff that pulls it out is good. So another synergy, of course, is energy retrieval, which allows us to take 2 basic energy from discard, put it in our hand. Fisherman's another one, 4 basic energy into our hand. So between those, it's going to be a lot of ways to get the energy in our hand. And of course, Puzzle of Time does give a synergy as well. Now, the other important aspect of this deck is Dragon Energy, because you'll notice on Reshiram's attack, I need a Lightning Energy, and I don't have Lightning Energy in this deck. So the Dragon Energy will substitute for that. And Dragon Energy provides 2 of every type to any dragon type Pokemon. So we only have 4 of those and 4 Reshiram, so we're going to need to recycle that. Obviously, Special Charge is going to be a big part of that. Puzzle of Time, also help it get it right in our hand even better. Getting the creatures back, obviously, Super Rod is going to help with that. All right, so that's pretty much it. I don't have much else in this deck because I have Reshiram. There's some differences from what you'd see in your standard deck. Repeat Ball, because we only have 1 creature. So why not use Repeat Ball to get some more Reshiram out? We do have an Octillery to help us draw, and a Dive Ball to help us find and get our Octillery. Because we have Octillery, we can use Judge in this deck, and that'll maybe punish your opponent a little bit, make them only draw down to 4 cards. And that is pretty much it. This deck is pretty simple, pretty straightforward. You see I have a lot of draw here. Fury Fighting Belt, a couple of Floatstones. One will go on the Octillery, but one might go on a Reshiram, which will help us power up our Pokemon. Okay, I don't really see a lot of cards in opposition here. This is more of a fun deck than a strong deck, so if you're hoping to build this deck to, win some tournaments and win some cards, maybe not the best idea. Obviously, if you're starting out and you already have a Reshiram or 2, some Dragon Energy, and you're looking for something different, this is a great deck for you. Something a little bit different. It's not strong. It's not weak per se. There's obviously, as a starter, you're going to have a lot of weak decks before you get one as strong as this. Another thing that to consider in this deck is that obviously Garbodor right now in the standard is will shut down your abilities, and you have all your Pokemon. All 2 of your Pokemon have abilities, so you will want to target Garbodor or Trubbish if you see them. The good thing is Reshiram's attack does 110 damage, so it will let you one-shot Garbodor. which is pretty good. You do have some Lysanders and V-Seekers to seek them out. And just to kind of cover it, this does Reshiram's attack, Brightwing, does 110 of damage. You do have to discard a fire energy, and most of the time it'll be a regular fire energy, but sometimes you may have to choose a dragon energy. But the cool thing is, even if there's a Reshiram with 2 dragon energy on it, usually you can use Turboblaze to acquire another fire energy, or you can power them up as you go along. So with this deck, I find you're kind of running a little bit behind unless you get the ideal draw. But, you know, there's some good matchups for this. Obviously, Reshiram has weakness to fairy types, so you may want to, that will be a Achilles heel to this deck. Okay, I think that's pretty much it for the intro. So we're going to get right into playing a game after this short break. All right, welcome back, folks. This is actually the second game. You didn't get to see the first game. The person did not have a very good deck, and they conceded after a few moves. So it seemed to me it was a hodgepodge deck of just stuff that they had that they put together. So no point in showing that. Yes, I would like to go first, and this is a bad matchup right here because I see Fairy. So I am a little bit scared. This is not what you want to see with a dragon deck. And it's funny because in the last game, the one that I'm cutting out, I actually had a pretty good draw. So let's see how this goes. Okay, this is okay, not ideal. But I do go first. In the last game, I did not go first, so I have a small advantage. I will have to use. Okay, this is looking better. Let me use my dive ball, get my Remoraid out. All right, so we saw there. I don't know if you saw. I clicked on it pretty quickly. There's only one Octillery out there, so I have to be mindful not to try to put 2 of these down. Another thing to be mindful of is don't just take the energy and put it on the Reshiram. What you want to do is, if it's a fire, use the ability to get it on there. So you still have, so you'll see here, oh, this is very good now. See, I still have the ability to put a dragon energy on there. We will put down our Scorched Earth. I don't mind losing the battle of the... I could definitely power him up in one turn, because I could bring him to the bench with the Floatstone and use his ability to get the fire energy on with an energy retrieval. So if it were not the first turn, I would maybe consider that, although I can't retreat with him and attack, but I don't really think there's anything else to play. So I almost got that great combo in where I get him powered up in one turn. I should have him by next turn, although I might get end. I don't think there's anything left to do here, so we will just end our turn. I could have played Puzzle of Time. I did get one special charge go into into my discard, and that's one of the things to be concerned about with this deck is the ability to get that dragon energy out, because without any dragon energy I cannot attack. So let's see what my opponent does. Alright, Skyfield. So I'm guessing this is a Rainbow Road deck, because it did have Fairy in it. Alright, and it's fine. That's just fine with me because I'm going to draw 6 cards. So let's see what I get here. Alright, 2 fire energy. I do have an N as well. This is good, yeah. Alright, this may be a very short game. I'm going to put that right on him. And now here's the interesting thing. You see, I use the ability and I put it right on him. I could put another one on him as well. I don't see him attacking me on the first turn. But you know what? I'm going to put it on my benched Pokemon. And I'm going to... I can do Skyla and get Octillery. I could play Judge, but he'll get a whole new hand. He has nothing good. Or he's holding on to something. I'm so tempted to. I'm going to play Skyla and hope that he has nothing really that great. So, let's wait a turn. Let's use our dive ball. Let's get Octillery. And I can even draw a card now, which is nice. So, we evolve our Remoraid to Octillery. Use Abyssal Hand. Draw another card. Alright, not bad, not bad. Alright, let's do damage. We're doing 110 damage. We do have to discard an energy, which is okay. I mean, a lot of energy is going to get discarded in this deck from his attack. I mean, I guess it's something I missed in the deck overview. Using his attack, it's going to put energy in there, which is going to kind of cause that synergy as well with Fisherman and cards like that. So I think he's stuck for a draw here because he got his Hoopa, but he can't do anything with it. He's got an energy on it, I guess, to retreat if he gets another Pokemon on his bench. But I have a feeling he does not have the hand he likes. I'm guessing he's got something in there with the Sycamore that he doesn't want to discard. So that would be my guess. All right, second energy. So he can retreat now. He's bringing his Shaman down. He's going to draw 2 cards. Whatever's here is not good. I mean, it could be like V-Seekers. Obviously, he did not have that before. So Spirit Link, he probably had that in his hand. I mean, he probably drew the Gardevoir. Lysander. Okay. Again, this guy can be charged up in 1 turn too. Let's use our Stadium. And I don't want to let my opponent draw 6 cards, so I almost don't want him to draw 4. I'm going to use my Super Rod. And I'm going to let my opponent languish with his 3 cards. I'm going to use my V-Seeker and Sycamore, and I'm going to get 7 new cards, excuse me. And he can sit there with his 3 because I have a feeling he does not have a good hand here. All right, great. Repeat ball, so I get my next Reshiram on the bench. Beautiful. I'm going to give him a Fighting Fury Belt, and here we go. We're going to charge up in 1 turn. Turboblaze. Put the energy on him. He doesn't light up, so you have to make sure you click on him there. Dragon Energy. We're going to use Octillery. So there we go. Maybe he thought I couldn't power him up in 1 turn because he's not used to seeing that, and I did. All right, we're going to use Brightwing here. And we're going to knock out his Hoopa, which 2 energy is going to go away. 1 of our energy is going to go away, but that was good. Pick up 2 prize cards, so we're up. This is good. Oh, that's beautiful. Because now I can even use that on this Reshiram and discard this energy. Now he's putting up this Shaman as his active Pokemon, and that is interesting because how much damage does Reshiram do? 110. How many hit points does Shaman have? 110. So that's another good thing about Reshiram. Another reason why I have Lysanders here. You know what? Everyone's going to play Octillery. Excuse me, Shaman. I will put, I'm going to make him active. I'm fine with that. And I do have a Lysander. I could still choose to knock out this Shaman, which may not be a bad idea because then I will be 1 knockout away from winning. Oh no! Well, there goes my Lysander. So, I mean, you know, it's one thing to know what people are playing, and if everybody's putting Shaman in their deck, and if you have something in your deck that can do 110 damage, that's perfect, isn't it? All right, I have 2 Puzzles of Time in my hand, which I usually like to save for Dragon. Now I can use it right now. No, I don't even need to. I'm gonna drag 1 energy out so I can do an attack. I'm going to use my ability. I'm going to power up this one on my bench. And the reason why I'm going to power up my bench Reshiram is because I'm going to retreat into him. And I want to keep the guy with the float stone to keep that synergy. Now if I play N, he's going to draw 6, and I don't really want that. I can Puzzle of Time for Sycamore. And do that. I don't want to waste my Puzzle of Time. I'm going to just see what Octillery gives me, because I'm not crazy about these options. Okay, good. Another repeat ball. So another Reshiram. I do have another set of Octillery. I thought there was only 1 there, but I guess I was mistaken. I mean, I can do a V-Seeker and let's say a Scorched Earth, or Sycamore and a Scorched Earth, or special charge. No, I see 2 special charges in here. You know what? I'm fine with I can get another energy powered up, so because I just used the ability here, and I'd like to do that. So I know I'm giving him his hand, a full hand of 6 cards. Ah, good. That's what I want to see, Lysander. So he's got the ability too, and so let's charge up our next guy, and let's put a. He might get knocked out. Let me think for a second. If he gets knocked out, let's just charge up the next Reshiram. Put an energy on him. Get him ready. We're going to attack, discard an energy, and if he knocks him out, I'm going to knock out Gardevoir, most likely. With what did he play? Oh, very nice. All right, there's an N. There goes my Lysanders again, twice in a row. So he's desperately trying to get the combos he needs, his focal point of the deck, and I think he's having problems. Obviously, he wants Mega Gardevoir. I don't know. Does he just not have it in his deck? Is it in his prizes? Does he not have enough? Pretty much no matter what, I'm going to... well, I don't know. I don't know what Mega Gardevoir's EX count is. If it's 230 or less, they should be knocked out by next turn. All right, so here comes Hoopa. Again, that's another target for me. If I get a Lysander, I can target a Hoopa or a Shaman for some easy prizes. Obviously, it's 210. Oh, that's good. So he's gonna prey on my weakness, but look, I've got Pokemon ready. I'm waiting for him. And here's the cool thing. I can use, so let's say he knocks out my Reshiram. I bring another one up. I can put the Dragon Energy on him and discard it, and then use Special Charge to put him right back in my deck. So I just can't play the Sycamore yet. But, there's, just thinking ahead of how this deck, it's nice to see in your deck when cards are working with each other and give you more options. So I have a lot of options here. I most certainly would love to get a Fire Energy in my hand. That would be almost the ideal situation. So we're going to put this Reshiram with the Float Stone as our active Pokemon. We're going to see what we get. 2 Puzzle of Time. Wow, I could just put it right back in my hand. I could do an energy retrieval, and I think that's what I want. I don't think this game's going to last very long, so I'm going to play it 2 Puzzle of Times. I'm going to take energy retrieval and a dragon. Yep. And now I'm going to use energy retrieval to get 2 fire. And I'm going to power up this guy. Alright, so we're going to attach an energy using the ability of this Reshiram. We're going to retreat him. We're going to attach an energy using this ability. And notice it's important to use the ability. And you see he doesn't light up there, so you got to be clever. And then look, we're going to put a dragon energy on this one. So I just attached 3 energies in one turn, which is pretty remarkable. It's, you don't get a lot of decks where you can do that. Oh, I so want to play this Judge, but I like my hand. I'm not going to play the Judge. I feel good about this deck. I feel good about my position here. We will discard a Fire Energy. We just got rid of his main attacker. He doesn't have energy on anybody else. The only thing I really need is a Lysander. Because one Lysander, where did his Shaman go? Did he Ninja Boy him? Was I talking through that? So this is going to be a deck I'm guessing is going to have something like Karen in it. I feel pretty comfortable because whatever he puts up, as long as he doesn't retreat it, I can knock it out. Alright, Dragonite, the ability gives you to put 2 basic Pokemon in your hand. So this is definitely part of his focal point. Build a large bench. They go into the discard when you do the attack of Despair Ray. then use Dragonite, a card like Dragonite to pull him back in, Hoopa to search through your deck and get more EXs in your hand. So this is definitely a strong deck that I'm facing here. I feel pretty good. I'll feel much better if I had a Lysander in my hand and I could choose someone to try to knock out, you know, or at least put out his act. Oh, there you go. Oh, I so wish I had a Lysander right now. It was ironic. I've had 2 in my hand. So I mean, this game, even though I'm winning, you know, 5-2, let's say, or 2-5, really 4-1. You know, I don't feel that comfortable. I'm not, you know, I'm not here giddy saying, yes, I'm definitely going to win, because he's going to knock this guy out, and then I only have 2 left, and he could retreat. He can do a lot of things to heal up that Gardevoir before I get 2 attacks in. So, oh, here comes N. So if you liked your hand, you don't get to keep your hand. So I'm going to go down to 2 cards. Glad I have the Octillery. And I don't think he's going to risk knocking out my Octillery because, you know, I have... Oh, there's the Lysander. So I feel good. This is almost a near certain win. No, it's not a near certain win because he's going to put that Shaman right in his discard. So I have to think now if I want to try to Lysander a Hoopa or something like that and hope he doesn't have a Floatstone or something that'll allow him to retreat. And he's down to 3 cards. No, he can't even attack. All right, I feel much better. I'm not going to play the Remoraid. I don't want him to be able to stall me. And oh, here we go. This game is over. I just realized he did not attack. I'm not even going to draw cards. I'm going to Lysander his Shaman. I'm just going to straight up attack. Probably shouldn't do this. I should probably be a little bit safer. 120. There we go. Game is over. So score 1 for Reshiram. I just took down a Mega Gardevoir deck. I said this is a fun deck, but obviously that's a tough deck to beat, and it just took it down. So I'm playing a fun deck, and I still beat a top tier deck, tier 1, tier 2 deck, and I'm pretty happy with that. So we're gonna go back to the next game right after the short break. Welcome back, folks. In your space-time continuum, this looks like it's going to be the second game, but this is actually going to be, I think, the 5th game, because I had 2 games crap out on audio on my microphone. So I'm really hoping this one will not be another one of those. I actually did pretty well. I was 2-1 in the 3 games, including the first one. Let me not be rude and say hello, but to you, that does not matter because that did not exist in your space-time continuum. And I understand that. So I'm just going to proceed as if I just won that first game and carry on from there. My opponent is selecting their starting Pokemon. They have their active. They're looking at my cards. Let me just... All right. They are done looking through my cards. They haven't really learned much other than... that I have some fire and floatstones and whatever. So this is a pretty bad draw. This is about as bad as they come. But, we might get end here. We might have a whole new hand before they even do anything. So, Gray Ninja again. Oh, my least favorite deck to play against. That this just proves, if you're unsure whether karmic alignment exists, this is proof, because not only did all my good videos and all my hard work go right down the drain, but now I'm facing the deck I hate the most. So, and this is just incredible. This is maybe the most incredible hand I've ever had. But okay, so I really want to play the Sycamore. I don't want to lose my Remoraid. I will lose both Octillery, which I can't afford. I can play Judge, but then I have nothing else. I think it's best to just hold my hand. I'm not even going to play an energy. I don't see a point. because I'm going to put the float stone on this Remoraid anyway, unless he gets knocked out, which I doubt he will. So I'm fine with letting this all go. Conceding my turn at this point, because I have nothing here. And you know, with this deck, I don't think a slow start's such a great thing. So here you go, Wally again. So he's got all these cards, and all he's doing now is nothing. And so all right, so so he has his setup, and it's pretty nice. This is what you want with a Great Ninja deck. But why did he play that V-Seeker now to Wally? Because I could easily play an N, and I'm going to play a Judge right here, for sure. I'm going to play Judge. Before I do, you know what? I don't have the ability to get this all in one turn, I don't think. So I'm fine with playing the single energy. I'm going to draw more cards, see what I get, because it doesn't hurt. I'm just going to play Judge anyway. Should have waited to put that energy down. So now I kind of regret it, but that's fine. I'm going to play Judge. Let's get his hand down. So that, you know, it's kind of an attack. Yeah, this is much better for me, I think. Oh, he seemed happy. He did not like what he had, but I was fearful. He had the Wally. You know, he could be messing with me a little bit, so that's fine. You know, maybe he had, like, you know, a bunch of Talonflames in his hand and was really stuck, but did not look that way. All right, this is better. He's going to start doing damage to me soon. Next turn, I expect it to be at least one Grey Ninja and attack me with that. He can do a Wally after that. He can get a breakout here. So, but I'm not too scared. My plan is, if the hand holds, put my Dragon Energy on the Reshiram, play Sycamore. I think I don't see any reason to hold these. Maybe the Puzzle of Time will make me want to play N or even Judge. Oh, he's got nothing again. So he was all bright eyes before. Now this is interesting. Who do I put the float stone on? Do I put it on him? Put the energy on Reshiram? Hope to get 2 energy in my hand? I don't think so. I'm loath to put it on the Octillery, but I think I have to. I'm fine without doing that combo here, and I'm just 1 energy away. So let's just see. We have 2 Octilleries here. We can waste one here. A Skyla, that's not going to help me. He looked pretty sad. I don't want to give him anything to draw, so let's play Sycamore. I'm fine with that. He did not do anything on his turn, and it looks like we're going to use Turboblaze on our own guy. See, if I didn't wimp out and I put the float stone on this Reshiram, we could start powering up these guys with energy. I don't think there's really anything to do here. We'll knock out his Frogadier. It looks like, you know, we're playing a Grey Ninja, but perhaps one with a really bad draw, and I'm fine with that. All right, I'll take that. Scorched Earth 2, though, you have to watch out. If it's someone playing a deck that usually doesn't have a Stadium, they may have a Delinquent in there. So let's see. Bursting Balloon. That's fine. I'm okay with that. All right. Faded Town doesn't affect me at all, so leads me to believe that they use that. Oh, yeah, they don't have any more duplicates in here. I don't know why you would play that. I don't have my Lysander here. I'm fine. I can draw more cards with oh no, even better. I can use Scorched Earth, discard an energy, get 2 cards. That is good. I will take that. I'm going to give my Reshiram a little more hit points and do more damage on his turn. I can use Energy Retrieval to pull them back into my hand. I can use the ability to put it on, to attach the energy to the Reshiram, and I could put another one on another Reshiram. And I don't want to play Judge or N. I could do Skyla maybe. What would I pull out with Skyla? Another Puzzle of Time? I don't see what I really need here. I can do it and just figure it out. Maybe a Shauna, so I can shuffle my hand. I'm going to play Skyla anyway. Well, my opponent's upset. Maybe upset at himself. No, no. Ah, Lysander. That would be good for next turn. I'll keep Lysander around. I can't play it this turn, but I can certainly play it next. I'm not worried about taking the damage too much. I want to get rid of his guys. I want to be up and winning. This is a tough deck, so let's not give our opponent any advantage here. All right, only one energy in our discard, so retrieval, not a great option right now. Our Octilleries aren't doing anything, and well, there you go. So that is a win for us. A quick one. Probably because my opponent had a bad hand. I wouldn't say this deck is particularly well suited against Great Ninja, but we did well. So that is 2-0, much better than I did. I was only 2-1. I had lost the second game in the alternate timeline, but in this one I'm 2-0, and we'll get to the third game right after this short break. All right, welcome back. Game number 3 to you, 27 to me in my timeline. And if you don't know what I was laughing at, it's because I'm playing another fairy deck. So first game was a fairy deck. Second deck was a deck I hate playing the most, Great Ninja. And this deck is a fairy deck again, which, of course, my main and only Pokemon basically is has a weakness to. So this is definitely unlucky. I don't see these draws as a big deal because I only have 6 basic Pokemon in the whole deck. So this is bound to happen. And this is okay. I can actually get 2 fire energy on him on turn 1. So let me give the giveaway word. The phrase is Turboblaze. So if you're here to pick up 4 Reshiram, 4 Dragon Energy, and 3 Special Charge, the secret phrase is right here, Turboblaze. Be the first to put that in a YouTube comment and leave me your ID in the Pokemon game, and you will win those items. So trying to help people first-time Pokemon players make some good decks. I remember the struggles I had when I first started. So trying to pay it back a little bit. All right, so I'm not thrilled with the setup. Okay, he's going to power up his Xerneas on his bench. He didn't put any energy on that one, so first energy always attached with Turboblaze. I am going to play Sycamore, so stinks I'm going to lose a Rod, I guess, and a energy retrieval, but that's what it has to be. All right, so this is not bad. I do have the ability to draw more. I would have liked to get another Reshiram on the bench, but I'm pretty much done. So I don't expect him to attack this turn. He might. He very well might. I mean, he could actually almost knock me out. And he's not going for it yet. So, all right, this is good. So here's an interesting idea. So I have the Dragon Energy I'm going to place on my active Pokemon. I'm going to use the ability to place a Fire Energy on my bench Pokemon. I'm going to play Judge and kind of lower their hand a little bit, and mine as well. Not a great start for me. I don't know where there's. So I have 1 Remoraid and 2 Octillery. I have 1 Reshiram definitely in my prize, and 1 Remoraid in my prize. So I know 2 of the cards there. I think I want to put the Floatstone on the one without energy. And I think I want to play Puzzle of Time and hope I have a draw supporter. Beautiful. Beautiful. I guess those 2 don't necessarily matter much. But I'm going to start attacking, doing 120 damage per turn. Discard a Fire Energy. So he does have his Xerneas ready to go, but then what? He's going to knock out my Reshiram. He can't use that attack the next turn. I mean, he's going to do a lot of damage because I'm weak to fairy types, so. And he's going to do 30 to one of my bench as well, so. If I didn't have that N, if I didn't know that N was sitting there, I would be a little bit worried right here. Although it does give him an edge here. You know, I probably should have put the V-Seeker as first and used Sycamore. So that's first mistake by me. Let's use the Super Rod. I know I'm putting the energy out, so if I get an energy retrieval, it's going to hurt me. But yeah, not having the Remoraid starting to cause problems. But good news is we can power up this Pokemon on our bench. We can retreat. Put an energy on him. We do have one dragon, but I don't want to use my special charge yet. Nothing really to do other than attack. So we're a little slow here. I don't have a lot of guys on my bench. I don't know what he's planning here. He's got a lot of damage on his main guys, but he can still do a lot of. He can still damage my Reshiram. So let me think. If I have to go, if he does attack, and it's my turn, this Reshiram's still standing. I think I have to play Sycamore, and I'll have to play the special charge first. Oh wow, this is great. Floral Crown. If you didn't see, my first idea for my Wailord deck, and if you really want a fun deck, that is one of my most favorite decks to play, but my first idea was to use a Floral Crown with Wailord and have him heal every turn, but it just turned out Rough Seas was a better option. So I did have a Fairy Garden. I was using Fairy Energy so they could retreat, the Wailords, and I did have a Floral Crown, so it was a very, very fun deck. All right. This is good. We can use that energy on our active Pokemon. We will use Special Charge to put one Dragon Energy back, and unfortunately we're going to play Sycamore and lose the So we have one Remoraid, one Octillery. All right, we can pull one in. We can use our Dive Ball to get a Remoraid on our bench. I just want to make sure. Yep, I used Turboblaze on that Pokemon. Now here's an interesting idea. Should I use Scorched Earth on this energy, or should I attach it? I don't think I really need to draw 2 cards. I think I'd rather be up energy so I can power that Pokemon. And I don't want to put this Fighting Fury Belt on anyone. And I think I better hold on to this Puzzle of Time. So I'm content with leaving things as is. Now that's going to be interesting because he's going to heal up that Xerneas. And I don't have a Lysander in my discard. I usually would not have done the stadium. Oh, wow. That's interesting. So I feel like I've cheated you guys out of the game. Because that was a quick concede. I don't see why my opponent had to concede there. But you know what? I'll take it. So I guess 3-0 with this deck. So we will get to the conclusion right after this short break. All right, welcome back. So, according to your timeline, I went 3-0, and arguably game number 2 against Grey Ninja was maybe the result of a bad draw. But you saw what happened when I got a little bit of head of steam. 110 damage. I was knocking them out, able to knock them out, one-shot them before they evolved. So. Maybe if my opponent had something better, had some better hands, some better cards in his hand, he would have been able to play better. And then the last game, a fairy deck, I thought my opponent was doing fairly well. For some reason, they decided not to continue the match. We could have called that a draw, a toss-up at that stage. I mean, the first game I did win legit. It was a good deck. It was a fairy type, which my deck is weak against. So I will at least take that one. Again, I wouldn't say, wow, look, he went 3-0 in his YouTube video. First off, YouTube videos can be edited, so even though I tell you I'm going to publish all the games I play, other people may not. So always take it with a grain of salt, okay? And I can tell you for sure this deck isn't that good. It's a good deck. You know what? If you don't have better cards, this is definitely a good starter deck. This will, you can win some games. You could probably win go at least to the final round of a tournament with a deck like this online. You could get knocked out in the first round. You never know. It depends on, what kind of hands you get, what kind of draws you get, who your opponent is. And that's true of any deck. Definitely not a top tier 1 or even tier 2 deck, but it holds its own. I'm very proud. It's a fun deck to play. This Turboblaze ability, there's so much, it's a simple card, but there's so much synergy. And I hope you got to see a little bit of the synergy with the float stone, using the float stone to retreat and using the ability more than once per turn. I'm not sure at this point. I'm not sure which games were lost due to the bad microphone and which were not, and how many of those combos you get to see. But that's why I kind of said the focal point was this Turboblaze and the float stone, which helps energy acceleration, getting your Pokemon, getting energy onto your Pokemon quicker so they can attack. So much synergy in this deck. It's so much fun. It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool to play a deck like this. Sometimes you get your main deck and you get all worked up, and every game seems to be a big deal. But when you play a deck like this, win or lose, it's just fun. It's fun to play and see how some of the combinations work, some of the ideas you have with Scorched Earth and Fire Energy going into discard, and then Energy Retrieval to pull it right back out. Wondering if 4 Dragon Energy is enough, and then you use Special Charge, you use Super Rod to get those back, you use Puzzle of Time to put them in your hand. Little stuff like that. Using Fisherman to get energy into your hand again. So it's a lot of fun. I hope you try it out. These cards are not expensive. Obviously, if you're a budget player, you should already have 2 Octillery or be getting close to that. Get Octillery first. Wait for Shaman. There's plenty of time to get Shaman later. It's a lot of packs. You can build so many fun decks, so many competitive decks without Shaman that, when the time comes, you can get Shaman and then go for it. But it's a lot of packs to save up for. So, Reshiram's definitely a fun card. And, thanks a lot. And until the next episode,